Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tony Chow, also known as Saskio. Some of you guys may know me as that guy who reached Platinum, playing on 2 accounts at the same time, Draven and Yumi, most notably. Others of you guys might know me as that collegiate guy. But either way, that doesn't matter. Today we'll be talking about how to play Lucian, how to improve on Lucian, and how to play Lucian, most importantly, in solo queue and climb. Check out the chat. What's up, Sin of Pride? How you doing? Only platinum on 2 accounts? That's a rip. I will try to get diamond again though one day. OMG, it's that dude. What's up, man? How you doing? My boy Ryan Deuce. Alrighty, let's hop right into a custom game and explain everything I know about Lucian. Training, practice tool. Let's play some Lucian. Quickly change the runes. PTA, Triumph, Alacrity, Coup de Grace, Nimbus Cloak, and then you can really run whatever you want. But I'll explain more about the runes a little bit later on when I talk about all the builds while I'm inside the custom game.
Everybody dies. Some.
High Noon Lucian is the best skin, keep that in mind. Say hello from Brazil. What's up, Gabriel? Alright, so the way I'm going to structure this lesson is I'm going to go into a custom game, talk about everything I know about Lucian, talk about how we're going to apply push, vision, push, execute in solo queue. And then after that, I'm going to pull somebody from the chat, somebody in gold, silver, or platinum, a support player, and I'll do a queue with that person. And then I'm going to, in this solo queue game, I'm not going to try to pub stomp the enemy like bot lane. I'm going to look to take small trades, take obvious trades, and then we'll go from there. Let me switch my scene real quick. Don't worry, you guys aren't missing anything. Very nice. And then after the solo queue game, hopefully it isn't a stomp either way, I'm going to review the game and talk about everything I was thinking about during the game and how I was executing the plays I was executing. Alrighty. So I'm just going to quickly get in the game, level up to 18. And by basic items on Lucian, let's see, usually go Blade of the Rune King. Oh, not you moves. Misclick. Blade, Infinity Edge, Phantom Dancer, and then from there that should be good. And for the purpose of what I'm going to do later, I'm going to buy a 20% CDR item. You don't normally build this, but just for the purpose of practicing Lucian in a custom game, I'm going to buy a Trinity Force. But you do not buy that in an actual game. Alrighty, so let's just explain Lucian real quick. So, on Lucian is a solo queue AD carry who usually pub stomps solo queue in lane and then transitions that to the mid game with the lead and then just tries to pop off in team fights, and then from there you try to win the game. You get objectives, you get towers, you win team fights, you get eventually leading to Baron, and then you try to end the game. And then normally you would get outscaled by champions who don't do really well early on. Champions such as, I would say, Vayne, champions such as Jinx. Those champions don't do the best in the world against Lucian in lane. So those are the champions that you want to try to take advantage of early on, and then look to end the game before they reach their crucial spikes. I believe such as 3 to 4 items on those champions, where they can start to out DPS you depending on the team compositions. Isn't he bad now in this meta? I would say Lucian is still pretty good, all the way up until I would say Diamond 1 or Master Tier. You can pub stomp games really easily on Lucian. Lucian mid recommended? Yes, you can play Lucian mid. Alright, and why exactly Lucian? Because Lucian is a solo queue pub stomp. But alright, let's quickly explain how you want to improve on Lucian. This is like one of the biggest ones that people ask me about all the time. So go into a custom game, make sure you have the right runes and masteries, which I'll explain right now. So the runes and masteries that you always want to run on Lucian is press the attack. This one's brain dead. There's no other rune in the game that's really that great on him, unless you want to troll and play Arcane Comet full AP Lucian. But otherwise, go press the attack. It does really well with his abilities, where he has double shot from his passive after you use an ability. So you get 2 stacks of your PTA after you use an ability. So usually a very common trade would be you auto attack someone, and then you E, and then you auto attack them again, but then you shoot 2 times this time. So then you break the press the attack, and then after that you have a bunch of abilities that will be a lot that will do a lot more damage, because as you can see here, it increases the damage they take by 12% from all sources. And assuming that you're the only source, then they take 12% more damage from literally your Q and your W and your ultimate in that case. Alright, next you want to go Triumph. I never run Overheal or Presence of Mind on Lucian. This is solo queue at the end of the day. There's going to be random trades. It's going to be like clown fiestas all over the place. You run Triumph to get the HP back after an all-in, something along those lines. And you will find that Triumph will carry you through a lot of level 2 trades. It'll carry you through a lot of jungle ganks where you're playing 2v3, but you kill someone, and then you can turn on them after they make mistakes. From there, you run Alacrity. I don't think Bloodline is that great on Lucian. You're building Blade of the Rune King anyways. You have the attack speed already. So from there, just go Alacrity. Gives you more attack speed. And then lastly, Coup de Grace. You can run things like Last Stand and Cut Down on other AD carries, but for Lucian, he's such a pub stomp AD carry that I'd rather just run Coup de Grace and take down my bot lane as fast as possible and get the lead I need moving into the mid game. Lastly, for the secondary runes, I like to run Nimbus Cloak. And then for the second one, you can run Transcendence for 30% CDR in solo queue. You can run Celerity if they have a lot of like hooks, something like that. Blitzcrank Thresh, which gives you a bit more movement speed to dodge out. And then lastly, you can run Absolute Focus. I don't generally go into Gathering Storm because your objective isn't to scale into the later game anyways on Lucian. So you may as well run something in that tree. So yeah, Nimbus Cloak is the obvious one, so that when you heal or flash, you get a lot of movement speed, which is really helpful on Lucian. And then you can run anything you want in the second part of this tree. And then the other option is you can maybe run into Inspiration, get like Boots or Biscuits or something, but personally, I'm not a fan of that. Alrighty. Let's talk about the builds on Lucian. So there are roughly, I would say, 3 build paths you would probably want to take in Lucian on solo queue. So there is General Crit, and then there is... Oh, I'm going to AFK. I better move around. Alright. There is the General Crit build, and then there is the, I would say, Tank Shredding or Stay Alive build. So, starting with the normal build that you generally want to go on Lucian every game, is you want to build usually Blade of the Rune King first. This is the crit build. This is also in the tank build, by the way. But anyways, Blade of the Rune King is a pretty stable item on Lucian because you attack multiple times with your passive. So let's say you auto, and then you shoot 2 autos right there, right? With Blade of the Rune King, you're basically applying this over and over again really fast and shredding someone down. And on top of that, the stats are just really nice. You get some basic attack speed, you get some lifesteal and AD, and the unique active where you can use it on a champion is actually really helpful on Lucian. So this item, in my opinion, is a staple on Lucian, no matter what. From there, you generally want to build Essence Reaver because it gives cooldown, 20% cooldown reduction, which is really helpful on all of Lucian's abilities. And then you get attack damage, you get critical strike, and you get mana back, which is huge on Lucian because I would say he is a pretty mana hungry champion. So Essence Reaver, overall really good second item. From there, somewhere in there, by the way, you fit in Berserker Greaves or Ninja Tabai if their team has like a lot of like AD threats. But from there, yeah, fit in the boots somewhere in between there. And then from there, you usually go Phantom Dancer to complement the Essence Reaver. Or you can, okay, so when it comes to the attack speed item of like the Zeal items, right? You can go any option you want minus Runon's Hurricane. You can go PD. You can go Rapid Fire. You can go Static Shiv. The options are all there. Personally, I'm a huge fan of Phantom Dancer because with the passive, you get ghosting movement speed, 7% movement speed for 2 seconds when you're fighting someone with auto attacks. So that's really helpful on Lucian on top of his W and his slipperiness anyways. But let's say you're against a team composition that has such long range and you can't really reach them, then maybe Rapid Fire Cannon might be the better choice because you're able to hop in, get the first autos off, and then maybe try to get in range to finish them off. And then lastly, Static Shiv. Let's say you're losing really badly and they don't have any big threats where you don't need Phantom Dancer. And you get that little bit of extra wave clear from the Static Shiv. That could be nice too. So those are the first 3 items you want to go. And then from there you go Infinity Edge and then your last item. Your last item can be whatever you want, depending on the situation of the game. And keep in mind, you can reverse this too. So you go Blade, Boots somewhere in between, Essence Reaver, and if you're feeling spicy, instead of going an attack speed item, you go Infinity Edge. If you're feeling spicy, you want to just like blow up the enemy team and then just try to end the game from there. So experiment which one you like, whether you, after Blade, Essence Reaver, whether you like an attack speed item or whether you like Infinity Edge. Experiment and then from there see what you like. All right, let's talk about the other build. So the other build I would say is the tank shredding build, where they have a lot of tanks like Maokai, Sejuani, things in that nature, and maybe you aren't snowballing the game as hard. Or they just have so many assassins that you want to build a certain way to live against them. So this build, you would start off with Blade of the Rune King, another staple item on Lucian. From there, I'm assuming since you're going into this path, it's like a lot of AD champions, like Zed, Talon, things in that nature. You probably want to go Ninja Tabai. But if you're feeling spicy again and you think you can dodge out on their abilities again, you go Berserker Greaves. But from there, you want to go Black Cleaver. Black Cleaver, I'm personally not a huge fan of this item because you're paying for 400 HP, which doesn't really do much for you. But in this case, if you're trying to tank shred or they have a lot of assassins, then you can run into Black Cleaver. This is a pretty good item on Lucian because you apply a lot of physical damage, which would help apply the Black Cleaver stacks, which lowers their armor, depending on how many times you hit them. And then you can see how that adds up really quickly on Lucian when you're applying multiple AD sources of damage from your double attacks, your Q, your ultimate, etc, etc. After Blade and Black Cleaver, you generally want to build PD for the movement speed because you're fighting tanks probably, or you're fighting assassins. And from there you can go Infinity Edge and then finish your 6th item on whatever you want. So those are the 2 general builds that Lucian follows in solo queue, depending on the situation that you are playing out. What about tank Lucian? My man. Lucian Jungle is OP. Lucian Jungle is a very niche counter to Graves. Nobody's ever thought about it. Very niche jungle pick. Alright, but let's talk about how to improve your Lucian mechanics. Okay, well, you go into a custom game, you run the right runes that you're used to, you build this exact build right here, all 6 of these items. You don't build Trinity Force in solo queue, by the way, keep that in mind. But just for the purpose of practicing Lucian, you want 40% CDR right here. Cooldown reduction. Alright, from here, you spawn enemy dummies. You create them in a square formation. And basically your objective this whole time, oh by the way, make sure you auto-refresh HP and auto-refresh mana and energy, but do not auto-refresh cooldowns because you need to practice with cooldowns. But basically, your objective when playing Lucian here is to reset your E as many times as possible. So the priority when you're trading with Lucian should be, normally, you want to E first, and then fit auto attacks in between all your abilities. So you want to E, auto attack, Q, auto attack, W, auto attack, E, auto attack, things in that nature. But in this case with 40% CDR, your E will be up so fast that you only probably have to use one ability. But basically, if you can do this for like 3 minutes in a row, personally I do this for like 15 minutes in a row while I'm warming up for stage games when I'm playing on LCS stage. in collegiate. I do this in the back room for like 20 minutes in a row. My coach would just watch me and be like, "Don't you get tired?" And I'm like, "Nope." And basically, this warms me up like really well for the games and just keeps me on my toes, even though I don't normally play Lucian in competitive. So basically, watch me as I weave auto attacks in between all my abilities, and I try to reset my E as many times as possible. And then when all my abilities are down, I finally use my ultimate. Cancel my ultimate because after you use your ult, right? You do get 2 more auto attacks because it does count as an ability. All right, so let's do this. Keep in mind, the reason why I put it in a square formation too is because when you're queuing, you want to try to hit 2 things at a time. Right there, and right there. So you don't want to be doing it in one area, you want to be moving around slowly. Alright, so let's hop right into it. So you guys ready? So we're going to E-reset as much as we can, while weaving as many auto attacks in between everything. This is just for practice on Lucian. And then everything is down. I'm going to use my ultimate. Use your Blade of the Ring King somewhere in there. Everything is down now, so I'm doing it right. Throw in a heal maybe, throw in a flash. And I basically just do this for 20 minutes straight, without fail. And that's what you want to look to do on Lucian if you want to improve on his mechanics in terms of resetting your E, which is the most important thing on him if you want to practice Lucian. Keep in mind, there are 2 types of dashes on Lucian. There is long dash and short dash. You need to figure out in which situation what you need to use. So when the enemies are really close to you and you know you can short dash, then you want to do that instead. So you want to auto short dash E. You guys see that? And then if you need to catch up to somebody, you auto long dash E. Notice how the damage output is much slower with the long dash, but you build more distance towards them. So those are some things that you can look to do when you're using the dashes. Personally in lane, I try to set myself up in a position where I can short dash someone and run away. So I just E, auto, and then run away from them. If that makes sense. Do you use the attack move function? No, I manually move my mouse for every action I want to do. Alright, and just a couple other quick Lucian tips is sometimes somebody's really long range, or let's say you're chasing somebody down, but you can't, let's say this is someone running away, right? You can't E them, auto Q, and then try to auto them again, because they're gonna escape you, because when you use Q, right? You lock your character in place. Do you see that lock for a second? I can't move for that second. So in this case, when you're chasing somebody down, where you don't have the opportunity to use all your abilities, like in EQW, then here's what you want to do. You want to EW someone at the same time. EW, and then as you auto them, you gain a lot of movement speed from your W. Because, as you can read here, when Lucian or allies damage a marked target, Lucian gains 80 movement speed for 1 second. So if you mark someone with your W, you can E, W, auto attack, Q, auto attack, and then run them down with the extra movement speed you get. So you can look to do that. Sometimes people open up with EW ult, because once you land the W on them, and then your ult hitting them, you start refreshing your movement speed over and over and over again. So those are a lot of chasing combos that you can do. Obviously, throw blades somewhere in there at the same time. If you EW, you can wait for the W to land, blade someone to steal their movement speed. So you get movement speed from blade, and then you get movement speed from your W because you bladed them. And then obviously auto attack them down and then run them down. So those are some quick combinations that you can look to do on Lucian when chasing somebody down. Triforce worth it on Lucian? Nope. Do not run Triforce on Lucian ever. Only for the purpose of practicing Lucian's CDR reset in a practice tool. I would say Braum and Thresh, but I don't know. Yeah, Braum and Thresh are really good with Lucian. Death Stance on Lucian and Transcendence, 40% CDR? Yeah, you can look to do that as your 6th item normally. But personally, I don't usually run Death Stance or Transcendence. I like to run Absolute Focus. Which AD carry is better to ban when you play Lucian? It's not a specific AD carry, it's more of supports. I personally like to ban Blitzcrank because I like to dash right into the enemy's face. And then I don't want to get hooked by Blitzcrank right after. So that's the ban I do in solo queue. But alright. One final trick I'm going to show you on Lucian before I hop into the solo queue game is on Lucian, remember how I said when you Q something, your character gets locked in place? I'm gonna show you right here. I can't move, right? I can't move when I'm queuing. But if you're queuing something that does not exist on the map anymore, then you can instantly move. So I'm gonna kill this cannon with my auto, but queue it, but I'll be able to instantly move. Yeah, see that? So I'm gonna show you one more time. This is very useful sometimes in very niche scenarios during lane. So right here, I'm gonna queue. I cannot move. So right here, if you kill something and queue, you can move right away. You see that? Alright. But that's basically everything. Let's now hop into the solo queue game, where I will not stump the enemy team. In lane, at least. Alrighty. I am currently on a gold 2 account that has roughly, I would say, plat 2 MMR. So I want a silver or gold or platinum support. Add me in game. The first person who adds me, make sure you're support. Doll IV, DOLLIV. Make sure you're North America. I will invite you, and we will play the solo queue game. My man, Cow Squid. Welcome. Do Lucian mid. You can apply everything I'm teaching on straight onto Lucian mid. But Lucian mid is a little bit different because you are in a solo lane, so you do build a little bit differently. You can rush Hexdrinker if you're into an AP matchup. Any reason to play Lucian over MF? Lucian is a solo queue pub stomp champion. He's very slippery and hard to get on top of. Whereas Lucian is, I would say, is a little bit more easy to get on top of. But MF is a flavor of the month right now in high elo. Lucian is an early game champion? Yes. But he does decently, like, into the 3 items, into the 4 items. He doesn't, like, necessarily fall off. It's just other people get better than him when they reach later stages of the game. Thoughts on Mallet Lucian? I don't see Mallet Lucian being good because there's just better items that you should be building during the game. Like, if you really need HP, just go Black Cleaver. Like, I know champions like Gnar, they build both Black Cleaver and Frozen Mallet, but Lucian isn't really one of those champions. Because you already have so much stick potential from Blade of the Rune King to slow them. You have W when you land on them, and then you attack them, you get movement speed. What AD carry can easily counter Lucian? I would say... I'm gonna have to say... This is really hard to execute, but Vayne. If you can Q Lucian's Q, you can beat him in lane. And maybe a Draven. Draven's easier, way easier to execute to outplay him. Sanguine Blade on Lucian? Maybe for solo lane. I don't see it though. I'd rather just build Blade of the Rune King and then go into my build instead of Sanguine Blade. I'll be quite honest, I'm not a fan of Sanguine Blade at all. I barely see anybody build it at all. It's just, the item is just so weird, I'll be quite honest. Let's ban Blitzcrank. My solo queue kryptonite. Does Kalista win versus Lucian in lane, or does she outscale? Kalista actually can beat Lucian in lane with Thresh. And then I'm assuming the Lucian has a Braum. That's a very standard high elo matchup back in the day. But yes, Kalista can beat Lucian if she can dodge out on his Q. Conquer on Lucian? I see where you're going, where you're coming from with the Conquer, because he's able to auto-attack, reset, and apply so many things. But PTA is just so much better, because you break it right away with just an auto-E. And then the rest of your abilities just do more damage. And then your teammates also obviously do more damage with PTA in them. Is it possible to do funneling with Lucian in the jungle? It's not worth it. You may as well just run Kassadin or Master Yi. Phase Rush Lucian? Probably not that great. Depending on his raw abilities without PTA. Went to level 3 invade as Rengar? You don't normally level 3 invade. You would level 1 invade top side if you were on blue team on bottom side. and you had a strong top jungle duo, you can level 1 invade really easily onto their red buff, and if they're there, you just kill them both. Alright, we're gonna have Lucian here. Quickly set my runes and masteries.
Some just need to
Press the attack. Triumph because it's solo Q. Alacrity, coup de grace. We're gonna run Nimbus Cloak for movement speed. Ooh, they have a solo Q pub stomp duo right there. Elise Yasuo. And then we're gonna run, what am I feeling? I'm against Xayah. Let's see what they pick. If it's Brand, I'm probably gonna run Celerity to dodge out on his W during poke and lane. Teacher, may I go to the bathroom? Yes, you may. Anything other than PTA? Probably not. PTA is the best on Lucian. Lucian is good in late game? It's okay. Ooh, Rakan. I still run Celerity here to dodge out on his W. Get that slight extra movement speed. Is he mana dependent? Yes, that is why you build Essence Reaper. Do you usually knock out Presence of Mind? No, it's solo Q. You want to run Triumph. I'm just going to switch my scene here before I forget. Playing games. You're going to see a black screen for roughly 6 seconds. Chaos Squid asked me, level 2, all in. Yes, when you're playing Lucian after the 9th minion in lane, so 6 minions in the first wave, right? And then 3 melee minions on the second wave, once those die, then you guys flash forward and just fight them. Like the Thresh in this case should flash Flay, and then try to hook one of them while, predict flash them. But yeah. But for the level 2 Shees, make sure you don't push too hard either. You want to guarantee that you're pushing towards them, but you also don't want to push too fast, because if you're too far up the lane, you can't really cheese them near the tower. Is Kai'Sa good against Lucian? No. Lucian is considered a counter to Kai'Sa. Common Lucian combos? I explained it roughly 10 minutes ago. But basically your objective is to E as many times as possible, in the order of EQW if possible. And then I explained some combos like EWing, and then auto-attacking to run someone down if they're getting away. Is Vayne good versus Kai'Sa? If you can survive, yes. But then they both have pretty decent scaling options, so I'd rather just pub stomp the Kai'Sa with Varus, and then still scale at the same time as Kai'Sa, because Varus is a counter to Kai'Sa, and he scales just as well, sir. Like, they're very similar champions in terms of a mixed damage output. Alright, so in a Xayah Rakan lane, I'm actually going to look to start E, and if the Rakan jumps on me, I'm going to auto the Rakan, dash out of his W, and then auto-attack him again to break PTA. Because Xayah Rakan, you've probably seen the cheeses a million times, where they just run at you, click W, Xayah clicks W, and they just auto you down, and then you just die. So I won't start any abilities here, but I'll look to start E during the lane. Is Lethal Tempo bad on Lucian? No, PTA is just the best. I don't see Lethal being good on him because you have a bunch of auto attack resets anyways. Lucian and Janna? Lucian and Janna could work, yeah. Are CC supports better for Lucian rather than mage tank supports? Yeah, I'd rather, if I'm playing Lucian, I'd rather have a Braum, Nautilus, or a Thresh. Or Leona even. Like, it's just so brain dead. They land their stuff, you just go in and just pop them with Ignite. How did you make yourself so accurate with your clicks? You just need to be accurate. It comes with practice, I'll be honest. Alright, so let's leash the Gragas. I'm gonna start E preemptively. Don't want to get cheesed too hard. Come to lane. If they're in this bush, I'm gonna be mad. Okay, they're not in the bush. Alright, Lucian and Senna, awful combo. They have like no synergies at all, even though the lore states they have the synergy. So we're gonna get a slight push going on here. I'm going to match the Xayah autos, but make sure I'm ahead of the Xayah in autos on the minions. So right here, notice how I'm beating the Xayah to the level 2 push, but I'm not pushing too hard, so the wave is still in the middle. Off that melee minion, we go in. Right there, hook, 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 hook! Oh, he tried. Alright. But you guys see the point, right? They're still level 1, and we're level 2. Oh, he can play him. Right there, we broke PTA. Very nice. And notice how I didn't do anything special in this lane yet. I just like saw an opportunity. The enemy is walking up, and I'm just simply trading onto them. Ooh. Okay. We are definitely reviewing this trade after this game. I can't explain what's going on in the middle of the moment because I am also focusing to make sure I don't make mistakes. Auto there. Alright, so right here we're going to push the wave all the way in and then place vision. Execute the push, vision, push strategy. We see Elise top. And maybe Thresh can go for a hook here if he wants. Nope. If not, we just go place vision. Whoa! Okay. He thought I was going to auto that minion and then the hook would go through the dead minion. So we see Elise top, but I'm going to place my wards so that when Elise resets and inevitably come bots at 4 minutes and 30 seconds, we will spot her. So right here we know Xayah has no sums, so we can look to play really aggressively once Thresh has a little bit more mana. But here's what's going to happen. I'm going to all-in Xayah, Rakan's going to W me, but I'm going to flash over his W and then all-in the Xayah myself. But I need Lucian, I'll need Thresh once he has a little bit more mana to start it off. Or if they engage onto Thresh, I'll look to all-in the Xayah myself. So right here my goal should be to break their Guardian, because that will help them a lot in an all-in trade. So let's try to give them one of those. Nope, they didn't break it. That works too. So, very nice hook from Thresh. Now we just back off. He should have autoed that cannon, not a big deal. He got a mage minion instead. So we're going to push in the wave here and reset. Because we have no reason to stay on the map anymore, and once Rakan comes back, we actually lose the lane. So we should take this opportunity to push. If you were the Thresh here, you should also push, like auto the wave, like that. Very nice. Very nice. There's not much I can do here. Maybe we can kill her. She has no flash. Okay. Very nice hook on Thresh. I'll take it, I guess. So now we just reset. There's no point overstaying on the map, because if we overstay, we have a lot of money that's not spent. And they're going to come back full HP. They have items. They're just going to kill you. So we're going to reset here. I'm going to grab my Blade of the Rune King pieces. And a control ward. Very big. Move your Bilgewater in a position where you always use it. Personally, I use it on 3. Grab potions, control wards, and you head back to lane. Support carries 80 carry early game. That is true. This game, in reality, I really didn't do much. I just executed basic mechanics when given the opportunity. Like when my Thresh landed a hook, I autoed. I used my E, short E by the way, short dash. Broke the PTA and then used Q from there. Any point taking Fleet of Footwork? Nope. Because you build Bilgewater first anyways, which gives you all the lifesteal you need. This Thresh is not smurfing. Actually, I don't know. We don't know. Alright, so right here, notice the waves pushing towards us. And Elise is off the map, while our Gragas is topside. So we need to back up here, because they can play really aggressive here and we'll lose. So watch how we back off here. I'm going to quickly place a ward here. And we'll let the wave come towards us, because we can't fight here. Look at the minion wave. So we just need to let the wave come all the way in. Once the wave comes in, we farm it. And then once the wave's a bit more even, then we can play aggressively. So just because you're winning lane right here and I'm 2-0, doesn't mean I should just be flying in over and over again. So you need to restrain yourself even though you're fed. We should back up here. No reason to walk up. You should target on the cannon. I don't think he's going to reach it. I'm going to miss that. Oh, I got it. Alright, just some last hitting. Very nice. And now we can fight now because the minion wave is pushing towards them and it's a bit more even. So if he sees an opportunity, ooh. Unless, nope. And then right here, we still don't know where Elise is, so we still need to chill a little bit until we can get the full push going. And then we can place deeper vision. So Elise could be in that bush, we don't know. What I am going to do is place a ward here. Nope, no wards. To see if Alawi can TP behind us when we try to take an all-in. So right here, we should look to push. Push. And then if they give us an all-in, then we'll take the opportunity. But in most cases, it'll be a bait. So right here, we're being ganked. I'm just gonna leave my Thresh behind. Dodge out on the Elise cocoon, and then look to focus down Elise, because she has the red buff. Give me the kill. Nice. No, I messed up there, but it's okay. We got roamed on by Yasuo, but basically what ended up happening there was we got ganked by Elise. I made sure to clear space between me and Elise, but then when Elise finally shot her cocoon, I made sure I moved in a position where she wasn't able to land the cocoon, and then from there I just tried to mechanically play it. After I killed the Rakan, I made a couple mistakes where I should have used my abilities faster, but it is what it is. You live and you learn. Why not use control to level up? So this is one of my issues that every coach I've worked with and player criticizes me for. Why do you click abilities? Because I've taught myself since I've been playing League for like 9 years now to click all my abilities. And keep in mind, Forgiven clicks his abilities, even though he's not a hot name right now in the streets. Lucian synergy with Taric. Lucian and Taric works pretty well because you guys need to be on the same page where he E's and then you E in at the same time. So it can work. Alright, so right here, the wave is pushing towards them. We see Elise top, so we can play aggressively. So Thresh, all he needs to do is posture in a bush and they have to back off. Just posture right there. And then they have to play safe. Or he can hook. You don't want to hook there as Thresh because you want to hold your positioning in the bush. And the threat of the hook makes them back off so that you can get the push going like this. And I'm basically just going to try to hold this semi-freeze. It's not a freeze at all, but try to make Xayah miss a couple minions. Force her to use Q, which makes her use mana to push the wave. Thresh can look for a hook here if he wants. Because if he can kill one of them here, they lose a lot of EXP. Right here I'm going to Q to break their Guardian. Right here I'm going to ult. Ooh, that should be it. Very nice. And basically, when the wave's pushing towards the enemy like that, like my wave was guaranteed going towards their tower, you want to look for trades like that. Look for the fights. If their jungler ganks you, fight with your minion wave. It's a 3v3. The minion waves count as like a teammate. If the minion wave's that big, which it is when it's pushing towards them. And that's what you look to do. And if you kill them, right? Or chunk them, you can look to threat a dive. Or, if you kill them, they just lose the whole wave. Like right there, Xayah lost the whole wave. We reset here. And as I finish resetting, I'm going to place a ward right here. Can I build LDR after Wade, or do I need Edge on Rengar? You can really build any of the lethality items you want on Rengar. It just depends on your style. Like, I see some Tiamat Rengars too sometime for jungle. Any benefits of Bork instead of Essence Reaver first? Bork is just such a strong power spike. Like, it has an active, it gives lifesteal, which is what Lucian kind of wants. AD and attack speed. And the most important thing is passive of the Bork. Basic attacks deal 8% of target's current HP. And since your character is attacking so many times with his double shot and his normal autos, you apply that over and over, so like over and over again. Why are they asking about Rengar? The class about Lucian? It's not a big deal. I'm comfortable with every role. Alright, what's going on here? So Elise is in the area. Didn't get a hook. If he landed that hook there, I would all in because Elise already used her cocoon and I don't think Rakan's nearby. So right here, here's another situation where the wave is pushing towards the enemy. As you can see, I have 2 extra mage minions. So we can look to fight the Xayah or whoever comes by and try to push the wave in after. Because we have the minion wave advantage. We can take trades here. Ping MIA. Missed that minion right there. Oh, they're doing Dragon. We should collapse. This is free. This is so free. They have no Xayah. Live, Cassio! Uh-oh. Very nice. Alright, so right now, notice how bot wave, Xayah just missed the whole wave because she tried rotating to the play. Alright, and now we're going to reset here. But look at the wave. The wave is pushing towards us, so I can take this reset here and hopefully get to bot wave before the wave crashes into the tower. But what I'm hoping is this mini wave is going to crash right here before Xayah pushes it in all the way. Grab this, grab longsword, sell this potion for a longsword. It's solo queue, try to pop off. And yeah, so right here, Xayah's goal should have been hard shove the wave and then look to reset. Or what she's doing is fine. Slow shove the wave, but then hard shove this wave right now, and then look to reset and grab items so you're on the same page as Lucian. But right there, that whole sequence of events, I will explain that in the review and how the priority works. So right here, I get to bot wave. I didn't miss too much, so I'm not too far behind now. Alrighty. So right here, we're just going to hard shove the wave. Push, vision, push, execute. 4 steps that I preach over and over again. You push, you place vision. So we're going to place vision here. I'm going to miss that plating. Unless... Alright, we got it. And then he should get vision here. We can go deep here because we just saw Elise mid. And then we're going to break that. I should have left that for Thresh. To break, but yeah, right here we can look for hook. Okay, nope. And Thresh should have switched his trinket, which is the yellow one right here, to a red trinket, because he got his support item, so that he can sweep a ward like that in that scenario. So right here we have the vision established, we have top pressure. We don't have to play aggressively here because somebody has to react to Fiora, probably the enemy top laner. So we're just gonna chill here and probably push in the wave. But now we see Elise, so now we can go ham. So he can look if he wants to right here. So he should play in the bush so they can't see him and then look for a long range hook if they give him the opportunity. If not, we can push up here, break their guardian maybe. Very nice. And see if we can bait them in. Nope. Back off. You don't want to get rooted by Xayah under tower or get knocked up or ulted under tower because that's really bad. You'll probably die in 2 seconds. And right here we can constantly push 24/7 right here. Oh, push the wave, but not push up to their tower. Because look right now, look at the map. Nope, none of our teammates are on the map. If we push up to tower here, we're just gonna get ganked by Elise. Sure, I can probably 3v2, but I don't want to like mechanically outplay a situation. I'm gonna try to create a realistic scenario here, where you don't want to put yourself in positions where you have to outplay something mechanically if you don't have to. You only have to outplay if you made a mistake, like pushing up to the tower, or if you are taking a 2v2 fight, where you know for sure the jungler isn't there. So right here, we're going to apply the steps again, but this time we have Gragas. So we're going to push out the wave. Step number 1. Step number 2, we're going to place vision. Oh, we see Rakan, so we just push up. If Rakan's off map, then we have to move to the tri-bush. Thresh needs to face check and place a ward. If Thresh gets engaged on, we take the fight. But right there we saw Rakan, so we just keep going. Because at best case scenario, they only have Elise and Xayah under tower to hold. So we need to reset here. There's no reason for us to push up. Neither take Krugs. Just place vision, reset, and then look to go mid lane. Isn't Kate good against Lucian? Maybe with the range, yeah. Aren't you the guy who duo queued with his feet? Yes, I am. So right here, I'm going to grab my items, grab my blue trinket because I'm level 9. I don't buy control wards. It's solo queue. Actually, I never said that. Buy control wards. So right here, I'm going to look to go mid. If Xayah shows up bot here, I'm going to go bot, and Thresh should go mid on his own. But if Xayah doesn't show here, I'm just going to go mid and NA solo queue, NA ARAM it right down. Because I'm so far ahead right now. I'm 6-1. If he takes that. If he took that. Thresh should have played there. I think he was range. Oh my god. What is that damage? What? What? I did not see that. Tentacle just pop out of nowhere. I had E up, I know. Oh my god. That champion. It's too much. I can't use unlock camera. Any tips? Personally, I use a mixture of both. I unlock and I lock, depending on the situation that I'm in. Alawi in a nutshell, that's true. $2 million points with Alawi, nice, indeed. Alright, so right here, once I would say 15 minutes, 16 minutes hit, AD carry and support usually wants to go mid lane. And then send the mid laner to another lane, but then have him rotate to the play if something happens. The reason why you want the support and AD carry to be in the middle of the map is because they can set up Herald, or they can set up Dragon. Right here, we're going to set up Herald. So right here, we pushed. We see Yasuo, right? If we face check, we know only Elise can be in the face check. So we should ward here. And then we should go back mid lane. So we pushed right there. Yasuo reacted to the wave. And then we placed vision. Now we push again, and we look to execute. So our execution here is probably going to be the tower, because our Fiora is getting caught for fun. Whereas, so right there, Fiora's going to be like, 3 top, what are you guys doing? Look at your bot lane. Is your bot lane pressuring the tower? If your bot lane isn't pressuring, you shouldn't be pushed up there as Fiora. Don't be that guy in solo queue that says, 4 top! What are you guys doing on the map? You need to pay attention to the map and back off if you know nothing can be achieved on the opposite side of the map if something happens. So right here, we can rotate into their... We should rotate to Herald, because we have vision set up already. So right here, we should rotate to Herald. We should use Sweep in this area. And then probably just start the Herald. It looks pretty free to me. Place a ward right here. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. What?! What is going on here? That tentacle. I don't want to play this game anymore. Get me out. This Alawi. It's too much. Alright, I'm going to reset. I'm going to call it a day right there and just reset. That was a... Whew. That was a roller coaster of emotions. It's like, oh, free Alawi! What's going on? And then she gets Herald. It's like, what? And then a Yasuo tries to flash in me. And we have no clue what's going on anymore. But in the first push vision that we did, when Fiora was getting caught, Thresh should have placed the ward in this area. He placed one ward here, which was a waste of a ward. So he should have placed the ward over the wall, which is what I pinged him to do, and then he should have placed one in this area, on the Herald, to see if they would ever do Herald. The first ward that he placed didn't help us at all achieve anything. What rank is this? I think this is Platinum. This is a Gold 2 account with decent Platinum MMR. Is Poke as Varus better? No, you want to build on hit in solo queue. The lethality is the competitive thing. So right here we push, step number 1, place vision, move into their jungle. No. Okay, it's fine. He should have went deeper there because we see people on the map to place the vision there, and someone's reacting to mid lane. So he should have went a little bit deeper, got deeper vision, but it's okay. Right here. That Fiora shouldn't be getting caught. Step number 1. Step number 2, we shouldn't face check the Alawi like that. Maybe we can kill her here? Maybe this is a mistake. Not a mistake. Misclick. But it's okay. See? Step number 1, push. Step number 2, vision. And then step number 3, execute if you can't push again. Or right there, in that case, we pushed again. So we look to execute. And our execution was the Alawi. So you guys see these steps over and over again? Push, vision, push, execute. Push, vision, push, execute. So right there, we wait for someone to react to mid lane. We see Yasuo. We move into their jungle now to place vision and execute at the same time. If we find nothing, we go back to step 3, which is push again. But right here, we find an Elise. So we look to pop her. Execution! You guys see that? It's the steps that you want to take. Uh-oh. Whoa, that almost landed. I think they're gonna die here. I need to help them. I lost vision! Anyone else saw that? Alright. Alawi's here. Our Fiora's gonna get popped in 2 seconds. And I'm gonna leave. Oh, there goes Gregus. There goes Fiora. Goodbye, team. I'm out. But you guys see the steps that you want to take, right? You push, someone reacts to the wave, so you know you can't die to them when you're face checking. you execute step number 2. You place vision and you execute at the same time. That's what you want to look to do. What can I do here? I'm probably gonna die here if I try to stay like this. So, we'll back up. Yeah, I still can actually dash through minions here and kill me, if he's good. I'll try to break the Herald here. Catch the Herald. Oh, got it. Alright, we're gonna look to reset here. And we have to try to carry the game. I would say average solo queue game. So there may be some scenarios where I won't be explaining much because I'm actually going to focus now and try to pop off in these team fights and stop getting hooked by the Alawi. Why not anti-health? Yeah, I should probably run anti-health. Actually, Alawi doesn't have Conquer, but she does have DD. I'll look to finish my Greaves first. Yeah, I should probably go anti-health. Yeah, you're probably right. Anti-heal. Death Stance on Darius? You heal on ult? Not really worth it. You can build Death Stance on Darius like in the later items, but generally you want to go Trinity Force or Black Cleaver and Sterix Gauge. Alright, so right here. Oh, give me red buff. Nah. Right here, I don't think we can execute, push, vision, push, execute because their team is stronger. If we walk in, we're gonna die. Maybe I can walk up here because I have Thresh Lantern. Nope, not happening. So I'm gonna blue trinket Baron here, make sure they're not doing it. They are sitting in that bush, I promise you. They're sitting in that, but that guy's dead. Right there, guys. When you know for sure they're not doing Baron because of that blue trinket, right? There's no reason to walk in because they're sitting right there. On top of that, you already saw them. So now we have to react to them. So right here, I'm gonna quickly push out mid and then react to their Baron. League of Legends is a very simple game. Once you like get down what you know the enemy team wants to do. I tried. Maybe we can look here? Try to bait out the Alawi. Hook? No, get out. Alright, so now they have Baron. We don't execute, push, vision, push, execute anymore. We look to place vision, wait out their Baron, and then see where we're at once the Baron's done. So place pink word here. Okay, never mind. Sell, refill for Pink's Thresh. Yeah, so right here, Thresh has a refillable potion for no reason. He needs to sell that and grab Pink's, because as the support, he needs to buy the control words. So we can look here. This Gragas does have a flank here. So we should look, actually. There's so many minions. It's actually insane. Alawi's gonna pop off in 2 seconds. Oh my god. Alrighty, and my team just solo queue teammates, boys. It is what it is at the end of the day. You do what you can. As you can see, this game's a very good example of that. And sometimes you lose. But right here, we will continue trying our best. Oh my damage! Did anyone else see that? That Alawi damage? Oh! Oh my god. I need to defend. Maybe I can kill Zaya here. Nice. Oh, we live. We're still in this game, boys. So right now, when you're this far behind, just try to clear waves and take a good team fight that hopefully ends up in your favor. The problem is Alawi is actually pretty strong. The zone control from Alawi and Yasuo being fed, like, he has the wind wall. It's hard for me to hop in and just dash in and just do damage. So this game is actually pretty hard for me to output damage. And you guys already seen what happened when I try walking up to the Alawi. I kind of get popped. And she's not even focusing me, that's the thing. It's just her AoE damage from her ultimate that's randomly hitting me in certain areas. Okay, I'm going to reset, grab IE, maybe I can carry. How to play Lucian in solo queue proceeds to lose. Monkas, that's true. But the good thing is at the end of the day, like you can be applying all these steps like that I'm doing, like, and you see some of it's working, right? Most of it should be working. You can't win every single game that you play at the end of the day. Sometimes your teammates are monkas, sometimes you're monkas. I was pretty monka sometimes inside this game, but it is what it is, and you learn from it. So right here, look at Fiora. She's pressuring Yasuo with no pressure on the map. There's no reason for her to do that at all, because she's gonna get collapsed on by someone on the enemy team. Actually, no, they set a bot side, so now Gragas is the one dead. So we can back out here. We just look to pressure this, give up Dragon. We lose Ocean Soul, but it is what it is. Why no Ninja Tab Eyes? I could have ran Ninja Tab Eyes potentially, but I didn't see any threat when I built my Berserker Greaves, because they weren't actually fed at the time I built my Berserker Greaves. Maybe I can switch, but I don't think the Ninja Tab Eye would change anything right now. It might stop a little bit more damage from the Alawi, but yeah. What do you think about Lucian Nami? Lucian Nami is pretty good because he's able to apply Nami's slows very easily with his double attacks. They have Ocean, so this is gonna be disgusting. I just got hit by that. I'm dead. Look at my HP. Nobody touched me. Alawi got a clone on me, and my HP went boom. And that's how to carry in AD carry in solo queue. No, I'm just joking. Alright. Let's review this game and talk about where we went wrong and the good things that I did during the game. I'm not gonna switch my scene here. I'm just gonna I'll switch my scene here. Let's see what happened. Let's look at the damage graphs. Gragas did the most damage, but as you can see, their team composition was actually pretty hard to play against as Lucian. But let's grab the replay, run through the game, and let's break down everything that happened. Yes, my man, how to play AD carry in solo queue early game. That is the session here that we're talking about. I'm just joking. What is your main role, AD carry? I play Lucian with Presence of Mind. Is it good? It's okay. I'd just rather run Triumph on literally every single AD carry play because it is solo queue. Vayne or Kai'Sa? I personally... Kai'Sa is my favorite champion in the game, so I would say Kai'Sa. Do you think you would have won if you took more mechanical skilled risk in lane? Oh yeah, so of course, for sure. I could have dominated lane a lot harder, but for the purpose of the session, like, my objective here isn't to, like, destroy their lane as hard as I can. I want to try to break down concepts, like, that you want to be running through in your games. Because I understand, like, you need to get better mechanically slowly. I'm not gonna, like, just whip out the mechanics and just fly in every time, because if I was climbing my unranked accounts, right, to get to Diamond, to get or to get to Challenger, to get better practice, in these games right here, I'd be flying in this matchup. I would just dash in and look to outplay the Recon W by moving, physically walking out of it, and forcing my Thresh to actually help me. That's what I'd be looking to do here, but I don't want to do that here. What is your settings? Low settings, everything. Even on LCS stage, I run low settings, everything. What is your support in general to play? What is your favorite support to play as with Lucian? I like to play anything brain dead that goes in. Nami, not Nami. Thresh, Leona, Braum, because they're forced to follow up on me if I dash in. Is Veigar good? If you can zone a lot of people inside of it, like champions like Azir, they can't escape Veigar, so that's why like Veigar's really good into Azir, even in competitive games. Champions that are short ranged and can't escape it are really good for Veigar. Like, don't pick Veigar into like Ezreal or something, because Ezreal can dash out of the cage in that scenario, but like Azir can't. What is the point of low settings? The point of low settings is I'm used to it. I used to play on a Mac when I first started League, and I didn't have money to buy a computer. And I basically like played on a Mac. It was like 30 FPS got to Challenger, started coaching for $5 an hour, got a minimum wage job. Finally was able to afford a computer after working for like a month or two, and then got an offer to go to collegiate, and from there I snowballed myself into life. But anyways, back here. But yeah, okay, so let's break this down. So your objective in bottom lane is to get the wave pushing towards them, but you want it to push as slow as possible. So notice when I get to lane here, I make sure I get the advantage of the first autos on the wave, but any auto that Xayah puts out, I match those autos. So I'm always autos up on her in terms of hitting the wave. But make sure that you don't push the wave too hard, because you don't want the wave to be right here where my mouse is when the second wave comes in. Because if it's there, how are you going to cheese them when they're under tower? You want them to be outside of their tower range. So right here, when it comes to lane, I auto. Right now we're even. We're even, right? But here's the thing. We're playing Lucian Thresh, so we have the zone control in this case. Because in theory, Thresh should be able to flay Rakan if the Thresh is really good. Flay Rakan out of his W. But in this case, I know I'm doing with my boy Chaos Squid, someone from the ProGuides chat, but I just started E, because you don't want to trust no supports in solo queue. Hence why I did the duo queue to Platinum on 2 accounts challenge. Can't trust no support. I trust my own feet. But anyways, so right here, notice how I auto this mage minion. I auto another mage minion, not the same mage minion I just autoed, because I don't want them to die as fast. But I want to guarantee that I'm always beating the Xayah in terms of autos, but yet not push too fast. So notice how I slow down, but I only auto when Xayah autos, or when I have the last hit. And now look at the minion wave. Minion wave is still almost in the middle, which is where you want it to be for the level 2 cheese, because you want them to be as far away from the tower as possible. So basically everything I just did there at level 1 was made sure I had the advantages in autos. After that, I only matched Xayah or last hit it. And then from there, I have 2 mage minions advantage here. So now, I keep pushing, I keep hitting here because Xayah keeps hitting. And then right here, Thresh should be walking up right now. Right now. He shouldn't be walking backwards. There's no reason to walk backwards here as Thresh. Only walk forward. Just run at them. And I will full focus down this melee minion. And then, when he hits level 2, he clicks Control Q. Funny, because I don't click Control Q. I click my ability. But anyways, you click Control Q, and you fire that hook. If you miss it, it is what it is. If you land it, boom. You're level 2. You're level 4 in total here. Well, they're still level 2 in total. Boom. We attempt a hook. We miss it. It is what it is. It's okay. But basically, you guys see the attempt there? That's what you want to look to do with your supports in solo queue. And right here, I'm not even communicating with my support. It's just someone from ProGuides. He was even on the same page as me, because I pinged the minions, and then I pinged go in. Because it's 2020. People have been playing League long enough now to know it's 9 minions for level 2 in bot lane. You're going to get cheesed if you're still level 1 and you're walking forward. And in a lot of cases, like even in silver, gold, people won't understand that concept. You take advantage of it right away. Right here, this is platinum, probably platinum 3, platinum 2. So they knew, like the Xayah Rakan is pretty smart. They backed off there. They were still, however, still in range of actually getting hit by the Thresh hook. But in this case, Rakan put himself in a position where he had to mechanically outplay the Thresh hook by manually walking or shooting his W. I think he started E. He started W. By either shooting W away from the hook or manually walking away from the hook. Which is what you don't want to do, by the way. You don't want to put yourself in a position where you have to dodge something. And then right here, I'm going to point out every single Q I do through minions, by the way. I never pointed it out during the actual game, but these are really important on Lucian. It's queuing through minions to hit the opponent, if you find opportunities to do so. So right here, we missed our hook. I see this opportunity to queue this minion to kill it and hit Xayah at the same time. So boom, hit the Xayah, right there, chunk. And it starts adding up slowly as we play this lane out. And then right here, here's a really good trade, actually. Let's break this one down again. So right here, as Xayah Rakan, you guys have no reason to walk up. Because look, your level 2 power spike is off this melee minion. You're not going to be able to kill it. So Thresh was actually really smart here to walk up and see this opportunity. Because we're still level 2. They're level 1. Why are you disrespecting us? And then boom, Thresh walks up, lands a beautiful flay onto the Rakan. And then from there, we just chunk out the Rakan. I mechanically execute on the situation. Alright, E in, auto, auto, Q, auto, auto, break the PTA, Thresh, ignite. You can ignite there if you're Thresh if you want, but we basically chunked that Rakan, and now we have the advantage in lane. And then right here, Thresh finds another opportunity to walk up and flay, which is pretty good right there. Even though it's through a minion wave, but it's not a big deal. Because right now Rakan's really low, we can take this aggressive trade. That's fine. And then right here, Thresh landed a beautiful hook. So nice. And then right here, I just continue autoing Xayah. So, let's break that down all again. From the first flay. Right here, Xayah Rakan disrespecting. Right? So, 3, beautiful hook. I auto, long dash by the way. Remember, long dash in that scenario because I know Rakan wants to fly away from me. So I long dash in, auto him, so now we broke his PTA. Broke the PTA on Lucian. Thresh does an okay ignite, and now we have advantage. Let's go here. So right here, Xayah oversteps for this mage minion that's dying. Thresh sees that opportunity. She doesn't respect the Thresh flay. So I auto the Xayah, and then Thresh gets an auto. But Thresh repositions and lands the beautiful hook. So I go back to autoing Xayah. Broke the PTA now. Auto her again. And then right here, I know Rakan's all-inning my Thresh. And I know I have E up. So I'm going to dodge out on the Rakan knockup aggressively and still stay on Xayah. Because if I dash out here, right? Then my Thresh is probably just going to die alone. And I can't kill a Rakan, in my opinion. So I dash over the Rakan W. Oh. And then I look to all-in the Xayah. And that stops the Xayah from hitting my Thresh too. And then that's how this whole sequence of trades breaks out. So, obviously, putting yourself in the most advantageous position is ideal, but you still need to be able to mechanically execute on these small opportunities. Right here, I'm going to Q through a minion. I'm pretty sure I hit Xayah here. No, I don't. I take that back. But anyways, put yourself in the best positions you can, mechanically play them as best as you can. And then from there, you look to improve when you watch your replays or mentally play the situation over again. You think about what you could have done better. Alright. So right here, we continue to stay in lane. So right now, I'm trying to match my autos with Xayah as she autos through the minions with her feathers. And I just want to keep it even. I want to keep them in lane personally, so I'm going to try to kill them soon. And right here, we basically just keep the lane even. If we let them push towards us, which we don't have to because we have the pressure to keep up with them, we keep the lane even. And we see who chickens out and resets first, allowing the other side to push in the wave and then reset, while the side that reset first loses the minions. What is short dash, long dash on Lucian? So long dashing on Lucian, you use it to gap close and to stay in range with people. Short dashing is where you don't do a long dash. You make sure it's shorter. But basically what it does is when you auto, right? You want to E so you can reset your auto attack and then look to auto again. But if you short dash, right? Instead of spending that time doing a long dash, you get to your auto attacks faster, if that makes sense. So basically you do damage faster. That's how Lucian works for his dashing. That's right here. Just some trading back and forth. Thresh needs to be holding onto his mana here. And basically my objective is just try to queue through minions here and try to land poke and break their Guardian. That's the biggest one. Breaking Guardian. So right here, I attempt to break their Guardian right here with my W. But unfortunately, they're not together. I only hit the Rakan. It's so unfortunate. Right here, Thresh lands a beautiful hook, and I follow up on it. So, let's break down everything that happened right here. So right here, Thresh repositions in the lane to the top side of the lane. So as the AD carry, I reposition to the bottom side of the lane. So watch, Thresh repositions up, I reposition down. You generally want to create a box when you're in bot lane, where, yeah, you guys get the point. There's a box right here. I'm here, and then the box is kind of like drawn here. And basically, what happens is, he repositions, but make sure that you're in a position to help Thresh if he gets engaged on. Right here, I'm pretty far from Thresh, so this is a mistake on my part, but I'm tunneled right now on breaking their Guardian. So that's why I wasn't repositioning up here. But I need to be a bit closer to my Thresh, so if an engage happens, I can help him right away. So right here, Thresh walks up, lands a beautiful hook. I notice I auto-attack the Rakan. Notice how I get a double auto-attack there? Because I just used my W recently in an attempt to break their Guardian. Voice crack. Right here, lands hook, auto-attack the Rakan, Q through him, auto-attack him again to break my PTA, and notice how I long dash, because I know Rakan wants to try to run away. Long dash towards him, and I finish him off. Thresh does a really good job of sticking onto him with his Q and E. And then from here, we just look to push the wave in, and look to reset. So right here, we're pushing. Thresh should be autoing the minions, using Flay even. And then right here, I think he lands a hook. He lands a beautiful hook onto a Xayah that is disrespecting. Let's flip the tables now. Let's say I'm Xayah right now, right? Right now, as Xayah, you should not be in a position at all where you're inside the Thresh hook range. You should play 1000% safe, because you know the minion wave is 1000% going to push towards you, no matter what's going to happen here. So play safe, let the Lucian and Thresh push, your Rakan's dead, let the Lucian and Thresh reset. Once the wave comes into your tower, farm out the wave, nice and cleanly, and then reset from there. And then you don't die, and you soak up the whole wave. So right there, it's on Xayah to respect us. Respect that we have the numbers advantage, we can hook you if you walk up, and you can die. Because we're playing Lucian Thresh. And then from there, I mechanically executed onto Xayah pretty easily, she's already low, and we finished her off. What do you do when your support isn't carrying lane? You carry the lane. Oh, it's Chaos Squid, my boy. You actually carried this lane though. I didn't actually have to do anything. But normally in competitive gameplay, the supports put the AD carries in a position to do what they need to do. But in solo queue, I'm just gonna assume your support sucks. In this case, Chaos Squid was pretty good. But let's assume your support sucks, right? You need to put your support into a position now to help play the lane out. So in this case, like if I was playing Lucian, right? Aside from the level 2 cheese, the Thresh needs to start it off. You look to dash in and mechanically outplay the Rakan W. When you dash in, right, it's pretty obvious. The Rakan's gonna W towards the general direction you dashed. So when you dash forward, right, continue running forward. Because when you run forward, right, the Rakan usually W's past you to where you were. And then you run forward, and then you trade really aggressively. Your support, now it's a brain dead situation. Your support is forced to walk up and help you. That's how you want to play AD carry in solo queue. Force your support to help you if they don't really know what to do. Or, yeah, even if they do know what to do, still you do your solo queue plays, baby. It's like the Zac situation. When there's a Zac that's chasing you, right? And you know he's charging his E at you, instead of running away, run towards him. He's going to fly past you, so it's going to be like, and then you juke him, and then, yeah. Similar to the Rakan situation here. If I dash forward really aggressively, he's going to W past me. But bring it back to the situation here. So right here, look at the minion wave. Minion wave is guaranteed pushing towards me. I'm going to keep using the 1000% because I want to nail it down. It's 1000% pushing towards me unless me or Thresh, for some reason, clear the wave like really randomly, which we aren't. So right here, we cannot play aggressively because if we posture up, right? Like, sure, I'm 2-0, and we can probably win because I can probably mechanically out-execute them. We don't want to put ourselves in that position. Right here, we need to respect them. Play safe, let the wave come in. Once the wave comes in, we can clear the wave under tower. Once the wave is even again, we can look to slightly push out and then look to trade. So this is what you need to do in solo queue when you are ahead, or even when you're behind. You need to play off of the minion wave. Very important. So again, reiterating it, I'm 2-0, Thresh is 0-2, they're both 0-1. We're still weaker in this scenario because of the minion wave. You need to play smart here. Play disciplined, and don't die here. Because if you die here, you lose this huge minion wave, and then you fall really far behind. So right here, notice how me and Thresh played really safe. I actually walked up there, but I knew I could dodge out the Rakan W. And then we let the wave come in. Now we clear the wave. Once the wave's clear, then we look to play aggressive again. Make sure you're playing really smartly, based off the waves. So right here, now the minion wave has bounced back towards the enemy. In this case, though, they're clearing it. So right now, we can take a 2v2 because the minion wave's pretty even. And now we're stronger than them, remember? Because now we're 2-0. They're still 0-1 each. So now we can take the fight here because we are stronger than them. So right here, Thresh lands a Flay. I miss my Q, but it's really weird there. Because Rakan has jump and all that stuff. So right now, that was a pretty good trade. We got the Rakani out. And now the wave's pushing towards them. So right here, in this scenario, we are overstepping the lane a little bit, and I believe Elise comes in for a gank. So now Elise comes in for a gank. We see her, right? So here's the situation playing out in my brain. So right now we have the minion wave advantage, right? So it isn't actually that bad of a situation to be in right here. As we have Gragas rotating down, we see Elise, and we haven't committed to anything yet. So now we need to start kiting back. We need to start kiting back. Rakan goes in. I dash, auto the Rakan, Q him. And then now, notice how I'll position aggressively here when I don't have to. Because I want to save my Thresh. He's my boy. So I'm going to walk up. But what I'm thinking here now is, in my mind, I have an imaginary Elise Cocoon being drawn out in two scenarios here. One towards the Thresh that is really easy to hit for Elise. One towards me. Even if she lands it on me, I probably won't die, but I'll take a lot of damage. So, I'm drawing the imaginary Elise Cocoon this way, towards my Lucian character. So here's what I do. I path towards the Elise, and I instantly W and dodge right here. Because I know Elise can shoot the E in my direction. And keep in mind, I have no threat from Rakan right now, because I literally just saw him W. So he has no threat to me, and he's not 6 yet. So this is the only thing that I'm playing in my mind right now. The Elise Cocoon. So I auto, and notice how I instantly reposition and heal my Thresh to give him HP and give myself movement speed. I lose value on the heal in terms of like actually healing me here, but the movement speed is valuable and saving my Thresh just a little bit more. So I reposition now to dodge the Elise Cocoon, because I've already been playing it in my mind this whole time and anticipating what she wants to do there. And then now she finally shoots the Cocoon, I dodge out on it, and then now I just play out the rest of the situation. The rest of the team now is just damage output from their raw abilities, no CC. Zai's feathers aren't in position, Rakan uses W already, so I'm good to go. So right here, I peel back to the Elise, because Elise has red buff. And then if I chase Rakan, I'm not helping my Gragas kill the Elise faster. So we peel back on the Elise. Once we peel back on the Elise, then we look to transition if we want to fight it out. Right here, I get knocked up. And we finish off Rakan. And from here, I played pretty poorly in this exact scenario, but it is what it is. So that's the whole sequence of events there. The most important thing for me there was make sure you dodge that Elise Cocoon. Play out the imaginary line in your head. And by the way, that's what you want to do in every scenario in League of Legends. Is during lane, like let's say you're playing against a Blitzcrank or something, right? You create an imaginary line wherever Blitzcrank is. Like let's say you're playing lane, like the lane's in the middle right here, right? And Blitzcrank walks into this bush, right? The enemy Blitzcrank. You need to draw an imaginary line now. Okay. Now, the imaginary line is right here. Blitzcrank can shoot a hook up to roughly this area. So then, you need to play around it and play outside of it. And then obviously, you can draw the next line, where it's a flash, and then the hook. But he's not going to do that level 1. But you guys get the point, right? You need to be drawing these lines in team fights everywhere. That's why I notice how in these games, when I'm playing against Alawi, it's really hard for me to draw the line on her, because all she did was, aside from her E, right, where she just shoots it in a straight line, she flash ulted, and then like tentacles would fly all over the place, and it's really hard to judge where Alawi's damage is coming from. That's why I have a really hard time against her. But yeah, Elise is really easy, it's just a straight Cocoon. Rakan is pretty easy, it's a, I guess, forward W in a circle that you can draw really easy. Xayah is, her straight line is Q, she fires out an auto and then pulls her E. So that's the QE combo, where you try to Q and try to root someone for your Rakan to go in. Yasuo's is pretty easy, it's just a tornado, pretty short ranged. And you guys get the point, right? That's the thing that you want to be doing in every scenario in team fights. You want to be applying that to all 5 of their champions going into a team fight. See where they're positioned, see where their abilities can go, and what they can do to you, relative to their flash too. And then mentally prepare yourself to play around it. Alright, so right here in this situation, wave's pushing towards them, so I'm going to hold the wave and play slowly here, because my Thresh just shot his hook, and I want to wait for it to come back up. But basically, me and Thresh, we want to trade here, but we still need to play slowly. We can't just fly in and just hope. But I think I do notice that Elise is top here, so then I like to play, I posture aggressively to make Xayah lose CS. Right here, we attempt another Thresh Hook. We miss. It is what it is. That's fine. And we basically just look to build up the wave here. And look to slowly choke out the Xayah CS. And look to eventually trade. Which I do think we do here in this scenario. But basically, notice how many opportunities me and Thresh get. Thresh has all these opportunities to land hooks. And obviously, hopefully he lands one of them. Which he does. And that's what you want to put yourself into a situation. Make Xayah lose CS. Or make her max range Q to land the CS. And then look for hooks over and over again. Right here, I Q through the minion. That's very important, by the way. I Q through the minion. Broke their Guardian. And then Rakan engages here, so I like to play out the situation. And then right here, this was just a really interesting sequence of events. So let's break this down. So right now, as Xayah Rakan, you should not engage at all. 0. Remember, go back to the logic earlier. If the wave is 1000% pushing towards you, unless you clear it, which in this case they're trying to for some reason, you don't have to take the trade here. You're the weaker team. You're 0-2, you're 1-2 on Rakan. I'm 5-1 Lucian. Let the wave come in, max range Q with Xayah, or auto whatever you can without getting poked or anything, and then let the wave come in. Once the wave comes in, right? This wave is going to come into you, Xayah. This whole wave is going to come into Xayah because me and Thresh need to push here. Catch all these minions. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 12 minions that Xayah can catch for free without dying at all if she doesn't walk up here. Obviously, she got baited by Rakan, by the way, because she landed a nice root onto Thresh. But right here, yeah, it was just a bait. The Rakan baited the Xayah in to fighting. Oh, Xayah baited Rakan, and then Rakan baited Xayah, if that makes sense, for that sequence of events. And that's what you want to avoid in solo queue there. And then right here, Xayah goes forward to try to take trades with us. But my boy Thresh lands a beautiful mid-flay. I break through these minions and I ult, and we land a beautiful hook onto the Xayah. And then now she misses all these minions, when all they had to do was just play really safe and not bait each other in, over and over again. With Cassie to carry, you notice that you can't do much until you buy tier? Yeah. That champion normally can't kill anybody until she gets Tears of Goddess and stacks it up a little bit. And then they can run, and then you can run people down with your Conquer. Alrighty, let's continue this game. So right now I'm 5-1. So right now my objective is to continue killing Xayah and Rakan over and over again and pressuring the waves and the tower. But I think a situation breaks out here where we rotate to Dragon and we take a fight. So let's discuss priority. So right here, Elise. So aside from Gragas being top, right, which is probably one of their main indicators that they should be playing for this, is right now Elise and Rakan are sociopaths. Lucian and Thresh here has priority, and Saskio can force move right now. She has a priority off of that minion right there. Why are you guys doing Dragon? This is like insane. So now we walk forward after pushing the bot wave. Forcing now, Xayah has two options now. Xayah either comes to this fight and loses the wave that's going to push into their tower, or she catches the wave but there's a numbers advantage. And that's the advantage of having priority in this scenario. So right here, I use my priority, I quickly push out the wave and I roast it up. Unfortunately, my Saskio does die, but we just look to execute here. So I look to dash in, and then I just execute on the play. Boom, boom, boom. And then notice the whole time, that wave that Xayah never touched at all, she's really far behind. Look at her level now. Look at her CS. She's down like 40 CS. And look at her age level. She's level 6 to my level 8. So that's the situation you want to force the enemy AD carry into in solo queue. If you're able to get the priority, you move off of the wave to make plays. And then if they have the option to follow you and not catch the wave, or they catch the wave and then the play works. And that's how you build numbers advantage for like objectives like Dragon, Baron, or not Baron, Herald. Same as Baron too, but it's more complicated for Baron. Aphelios' opinion? Aphelios did get a little bit worse, but he's still a pretty good champion, so you can still play him in solo queue. So right here, we push the wave. We execute step number 1, push. Wave has been pushed, we see Xayah under tower, right? So we know we cannot die to Xayah if we face check stuff. So right here, me and Thresh face check stuff all over the place. We face check this, clear the pink ward, place a ward down, we go even deeper the next step. Because look, we have no reason to be immediately bot lane right now. So we use the timer that we have here to place deep vision to know where Elise is later. So we place a nice, beautiful ward right here, break their blast plant, look for an attempt on recon here, miss, not a big deal, and then get back to bot lane. So we executed step number 1, which is push. Now we see Xayah. We executed step number 2, clear vision and place vision. We have a ward here. We have a ward pretty deep now in Elise. Now we execute step number 3, which is push again. And then we execute step number 4, which is execution. So we can choose what we want to do, whether we want to reset, whether we want to move to mid, whether we want to hit tower. So right here for my execution, I just like to hold the wave here and make Xayah miss CS. So right here, she's missing minions. She's forced to max range Q. She's forced to use her E, which is using up her mana. And then now I decide to push. So my execution here is to hit tower, slash hit the enemy team. And look at this vision that we placed. Aside from Elise being dead right now, if Elise wasn't dead, we can see her coming from a mile away while we make all this plays happen. Alright, push. Now we execute. We find nothing, we go back. Now we see recon mid. So now we force push up the wave. Right there, if we don't see recon mid, we look to move in with Gragas to clear this control ward and the normal ward they placed, then go bot lane to establish the vision again. So right there, we see recon mid, we're good to go. Just push, and then now we reset. Reset for tempo to get back onto the map faster. Rotate towards mid. Because once the 15 to 16, 17 marker hits, AD carries usually want to be mid lane and support at the central part of the map, setting up Herald, setting up Dragon. And I look to run through the steps here of my push, vision, push, execute. And aside from this NA solo queue shenanigans that my team shouldn't be in. Oh my god, you guys should watch what happens here. I'm literally not getting touched by anything except the Alawi E. And look at where all my HP went that whole time. Pop. Pop. 80 carry in 2020, guys. Let me show this again. He get hit by an Alawi E. Ooh. Let's see everything that touches me. Not even that Q. I haven't been touched by anything yet. I got hit by that one because of the Alawi E, and then I healed, and I got hit by a second one. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Alright. And aside from not getting hit by the Alawi E, which is pretty obvious, yeah. That sucked. Alright, now back to the point of the game. So, step number 1, push. Step number 2, place vision. We move into the jungle, because we see Yasuo now dealing with the wave. So we know for sure when we're face checking this, right? Yasuo cannot be there, because he's dealing with the wave. Now we place vision. Thresh made a mistake here. That ward's useless. Place your ward over the wall right here. And then, rotate over. Place the ward in this area right here. Right there. Right there is good. And then now we have established river control. In this case, he placed 2 wards really close to each other. Didn't really do much for us. And then now you go back to step number 3. Push again. And then now we look to execute. In this case, Fiora is getting caught. So we just execute on the mid tower. Now let's break this down and go back to what this game looks like from Fiora's perspective. Let's say I'm coaching you right now, and I'm teaching you how to play Fiora. Right now, I'm gonna tell you, all right, Fiora, you just pushed. You did step number 1. Good job, Fiora. Step number 2, place vision. You should have control wards on you. So right now, as Fiora, you should step into this tri-bush right here. Let the wave come in. Have the Alawi show on top of the wave while you're sitting in this brush. Once Alawi shows on the wave, and in this case, you'll probably see Elise doing a crump, but once Alawi shows on the wave, then you move in as Fiora, place a control ward right here, and then if you see Alawi, look at Alawi's body language while you're walking towards this bush. If she starts booking it towards you, that means you know Elise is in there, get ready to cocoon and outplay the situation, or run away. But anyways, the point is you push, once Alawi shows, you move in, get vision, place vision here, and then you can go back to pushing again, and then looking to execute and pressuring the Alawi under the tower, or playing for the Herald that's spawning in 17 seconds, which is a smart one. But let's see what she does instead. She hops over a wall. Really aggressively. and then opts into a fight that she doesn't have to take and have to flex herself into. And let's see what happens. She gets collapsed on. Why are you taking that fight? And then let's look at mid and bot lane perspective now, from Fiora's perspective. You do have some pressure mid. It's about to get pushed in, they're about to take tower. But look at bot lane, no pressure. Why are you here, Fiora? All you have to do is place that vision, back off, let Saskio push in, let Lucian push in, let them react to mid, let them react to bot lane. And then look to push the next wave right here, that's this cannon wave, and then move back to the Herald. So that's Fiora's perspective now. If I was coaching someone in solo queue, I'll tell you literally all that. That just happened. Alright. So, let's break down these steps again. Step number 1, push. Step number 2, move in to get vision, like this. But we find nothing. So I do think we rotate to Herald here. And then we end up finding the Alawi inside the pit. And just some NA solo queue. Herald goes down for the Alawi. And Alawi barely touched me and my HP's gone. But yeah, basically that's the objectives there. You want to set up for the objectives. I apply my push vision, push execute. And notice how in League of Legends, all 5 members have to be on the same page for any play to work on any side of the map. That's basically in competitive right there. Like, you need to be pressuring all 3 lanes at specific different times and try to make it happen at the same time for the objective. Alrighty, let's I'm gonna show you guys one more time of push vision, push execute on where it worked, on where it should be working. So here we push, place vision now. Thresh should have went a bit deeper because now we see Yasuo showing on mid. Thresh should have placed the ward right here, broke this plant, and then maybe even moving a little bit deeper right here. After placing that ward, to place the ward right here, and then leaving again. Because now we're setting up for the Baron. Push again. Step number, so right now we pushed, we got vision. So we see them fighting Fiora topside, where she has no reason to take that fight, by the way, if I was coaching her. And now we look to execute. Push, vision, execute. Push, vision, execute. If you don't find it, it's push, vision, push, execute. And then right here, Thresh is face checking the line for no reason. But the wave is still pushed. We see Elise and Yasuo showing on mid wave. And now we look to execute on someone who's out of position. That doesn't have to be here. So I open up the fight onto Alawi. And boom, now we get a kill onto Alawi. And that's basically what you want to look to do when you're playing solo queue. And notice how in these games, this is solo queue and like platinum reload. Like, I'm not in a challenger game where I'm telling my teammates what to do. I'm in a solo queue game and just naturally moving my teammates around with pings and stuff. Step number 1, or step number 3 in this case, is push. Now we execute and place vision at the same time. So our execution is moved down while Yasuo is dealing with the wave. And now we catch out an Elise. Boom. And you guys see like this repetition here, right? Over and over again. And then right here, I mechanically play this really bad. Don't worry about that. We're going to skip that, actually. Nobody sees anything. Best AD carry for solo queue? Lucian, in my opinion. And then Kai'Sa. Alrighty, and that's basically everything I want to talk about from this solo queue game. And if he hasn't figured out, we lost, by the way. Alawi's broken. Let's actually run through the last fight, just to show you guys what happens. So, I get hit by an Alawi E. Obviously, that should never be happening, but it did happen. And look what happens to my HP. Nothing's touching me. Oof! There goes my HP. Just half HP gone. Anyways, let's leave this game. And now let's do some Q&A. Any questions in the chat? Feel free to fire them away. RIP 11 LP. But notice how even in the games that we're really far behind and we have no pressure on the map, like I'm still like putting up the scores. You're still executing properly. Look at the gold even. 14k gold. Nobody on the enemy team has the same gold as you. So you're the only consistent factor in your game. You want to make sure that you're always looking to play every situation as best as you can, even though your teammates are just running it. And this game was a pretty good example of a solo queue game. You got teammates running it left and right, all that stuff, but you're still finding your plays in your lane to try to carry the game. That's what you want to look to do. What do you think of Saskio AD carry? She's not bad, but I'd rather just play an AD carry. That's more consistent. Your opinion on mages stealing our jobs as AD carries? Yikes. I'm not a fan of mages, I'll be quite honest. But that just come down to me being an A, and I can't play mages. You can say that. But personally, I can't play mages. I actually do play multiple roles, and I'm very comfortable with mid lane in general too. Would you prioritize banning supports or AD carries? Supports. I hate playing against Blitzcrank. Why heal over exhaust this game? I generally just run heal in solo queue. I only run exhaust in competitive gameplay where I have communication with my support and we know what to do with the exhaust. Opinions on Mordekaiser? OP champion. What would you do if you lose lane? If one of my teammates are winning really hard and they're like taking over the game, I'll look to play slowly and let them do what they want to do. And play to what they want to do. Is Tristana good now? She's okay. I probably wouldn't pick her over Lucian though in solo queue. Give me one big tip. Mechanical execution. That's literally everything. You can be in the worst situation possible in the entire world, but if you mechanically execute it properly, you can win the situation. How would you counterplay Alawi? Don't ask me that after this game. But for a counterplay on Alawi, make sure as AD carry you don't get hit by the E, which is exactly what I did every single time Alawi showed up, which is really bad by me, which is what I learned from. So you take notes now. So right here, I got destroyed by Alawi. Next time, I'm going to double down on not getting near the Alawi E at all. And then now, I'll never get hit by Alawi E again, in theory. But you want to apply it to your next game now, and that's how you improve. But yeah, don't get hit by Alawi E. When she ults, try to not be anywhere near all her ultimate tentacles flying all over the place. What do you think of Draven in solo queue? I think he's okay. I wouldn't play it unless you're playing Yuumi with your feet and you're playing Draven Yuumi. What about laning against her in top lane? Don't get hit by Alawi E. Play behind minions and look to poke her out. That's why Alawi's really good into melee matchups, because as melee matchups, you're forced to run in her face if you want to fight, allowing her to land her E. That's why Alawi's really good when there's two melee matchups on the enemy side, like their top and jungle, because they're forced to jump in your face if they want to fight, allowing you to land your E and just pop off on them. Wave management can help you increase your elo. Yep. This game is a really good example of wave management and when I'm choosing to fight and when I'm choosing not to fight. As I explained like earlier in the lesson, when the wave was pushing towards me, I never fought the Zyra Khan, even though I was 2-0. And when the wave was pushing towards them, I wanted to fight 24/7. Is Fizz broken in mid lane? He's aight. I'm not a fan of Fizz. I'm a fan of Kassadin, Vladimir, and Kale, the scaling OGs. And Azir Victor. I love scaling champions mid lane. Best support to play in solo queue? Pyke. Which champ would you one trick to climb? Anything you enjoy. Was Celerity worth this game? Yes. Because I was put in a lot of situations where I needed the extra movement speed to be able to execute what I wanted to do, but I just got hit by Alawi's. Priority bans right now. I like to ban Blitzcrank in solo queue. Lucian mid? You can Lucian mid, because you can transition to the AD carry role pretty easily if you play a lot of Lucian mid. Does Xayah get easily countered as an AD carry against other AD carries in your opinion? It depends if you ever... It really depends on a counter matchup, support matchup. There you go. Is Rageblade and Sanguine Blade broken? Rageblade is good. I'm not a fan of Sanguine Blade at all. I love Rageblade on Varus and Kai'Sa. Why don't people play Lethality MF anymore? Because her objective isn't to auto-attack over and over again. Her objective is to break her PTA in team fights. What do you do if you get placed top lane? I like to play Kled. I used to be a top laner 3 years ago. Fun fact, I won a collegiate championship playing top lane. What's your opinion on Twitch AD carry? Twitch AD carry is bad. He doesn't really provide anything in lane that allows you to win lane. Like, the enemy team have to mess up for you to win lane. But he's good transitioning to the later game. Once you have Blade, Runans, and Red Buff, and Infinity Edge, you'll pop the enemy team pretty easily. Is Ophelia still good as AD carry? Yep, he's perfectly fine. Is there situations where we shouldn't pick Lucian? If you're an all AD team composition, don't pick it. Pick Kai'Sa instead and go towards the AP style build, or pick Varus and do an AP style build. How to hit 200 CS in 20 minutes as Echo mid when I'm roaming? You can't. if you're roaming. Unless you build Proto Belt and you minion demode all three, 2 melees and 1 mage with Proto Belt, then you maybe can. Can Kaisa go full AP? You would go Manamune, Rageblade, Nashers, and that's your build. When to pick Senna? Don't in solo queue. Very bad. You need a fasting style Senna to make her work. Alright, let's answer a couple more questions. Let's do 3 more on the dot. Which is the best AD carry for Alistar's support? You can go Kalista, Lucian, or Draven. Really easy to follow up. What is the best build for Draven right now? In my opinion, I like to build Infinity Edge, straight up. And I like to build Rapid Fire Cannon, or PD. That's the build I like to go. One more question. Best AD carry with the 5 pre-made Saskio. Well, it depends on the team composition, but I like to play Kaisa in a pre-made. But alrighty, I'm gonna look to end the session here, guys. Well, my name's Tony Chow, also known as Saskio. If you guys have any questions, you guys can check me out on twitter.com/SaskioLOL, twitch.com/SaskioLOL. I look to plan on streaming coaching sessions soon, so you guys can look to check that out. I do play a little bit of RuneScape too, so I'll look to do that at the same time. I'm going to drop my ProGuides coaching link, so if you guys have any questions about League of Legends, or any questions about like getting coaching sessions from me, you guys can check me out through there. So I'm going to drop it in the YouTube link. You guys can check that out. But otherwise, guys, that's everything for me today. Lucian, how to play solo queue, and how to win lane. But yep, have a good day, guys, and enjoy playing Lucian in solo queue. And against Alawi too.